Welcome, everyone. My name is Charity, and I am a Senior Presidential Director with LifeWave. And I have Vanessa Colomb with me tonight, who is also Senior Presidential Director. And we are going to tell you about some amazing technology. But first of all, I want to say thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for everyone, our guests that are here that you may be thinking, all right, what did my friend get me into? And what is this next 30 minutes going to be about? Well, I think you're going to be quite thankful that you came and just hung around with us for 30 minutes. So thank you for coming and being a part of what we're going to share tonight. So let's get started here. I'll go ahead and share my screen, Vanessa, so we can get it up unless you can get yours going here.
I could do mine right now. Let's make this bigger for you.
So, all right. So one thing I just want to say is that we are not doctors. We don't diagnose, treat, cure, prevent diseases. But what we are going to do is we're going to tell you about some amazing technology that is patented and it has amazing success with it. So where LifeWave products are not intended to cure, treat, diagnose, or prevent diseases. So if you're pregnant, nursing, or on medications or have a medical condition, of course, consult your physician. So with that being said, we're going to get started. And Vanessa, I'm going to let you start. So welcome and thank you for joining us tonight.
Well, thank you so much, Charity, for inviting me to do this and hopping on with me today, tonight, actually. So the question tonight is, have you been patched yet? That is the biggest thing. Some of you have been patched. Some of you are been working on it for a while, and some of you are just learning about it. So just kind of that patch right there on that beautiful girl's arm is one of these, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So it comes in these handy little sleeves. And these patches, the X39 is what we're going to be talking about today. What it does for you is it elevates your body. It activates our stems, it activates our GHKCU copper peptide, and then it regenerates our dormant stem cells. Some of us have more stem cells that are awake and alive and working and helping for us. Those are the children that we have, and they have plenty of stem cells, and that's why when they get injured, they get to heal quickly. My son falls and his knee is, better in a couple minutes. I fall and I have bruises and for weeks. And then as we get older, things, slow down. So elevating just kind of our body and activating that peptide in our body and rejuvenating and regenerating our stem cells. So we'll be talking about that tonight. So David Schmidt, he is our leader. He's our CEO and inventor. He's a scientist. He is the founder of LifeWave and X39. He has been working with the government to get over 180 patents. I think at this time he has over 200. I think when this was written. So he's working very diligently, and his passion and love is to create things that are going to be helpful for us and to help our health moving forward. So he specializes in age reversing. So a lot of people talk about anti-aging, so when we're aging, we want to like stop the process. And what X39 and LifeWave can do for so many people is reverse that, right? So we could get those stem cells activated and rejuvenated and working again. So, and that could help us go back with our age and not necessarily just stop it at where we're at. So many people have had so many great stories with the X39 of how they even look. They maybe had a few wrinkles, just didn't look super vibrant, and started using the X39, and it was just like, wow, their skin looks great, and it's those wonderful stem cells that are working in their body. So in 2008, David focused his attention on stem cell research. So he really 2008 was the time where stem cells were kind of moving around in the United States, and he got on that, and it took about 10 years to come out on the market and $4.5 million. So it was a lot, but he wanted to bring it to people. So In 2019 is when it started coming out, and we got to know about it. So, which was amazing because, I mean, the things that people have been able to do with the X39 has been so wonderful, and it was because of David. So, oh, I'm so sorry, wrong button. I always like to ask Charity to talk about his patents because she's so good about knowing them. Charity, would you talk about his patent technology and just this slide right here?
Sure. So, Vanessa, what I love about it is he has a 20-year patent on this X39, this product that we're talking about tonight. What does that
Yeah.
mean? That means that no one can touch what he's done. So we have 17 years left on it. We're in our 20th, we're celebrating our 20th year anniversary this year, LifeWave is. But it's a big deal when you have a product that's patented like what LifeWave is. And so this is from that patent. For example, quote, I'm quoting this, in some embodiments as a result of elevating the copper peptide that this patch, the light wave does, it's including activation of the stem cells, improvements in energy, elevation of antioxidants, reduction in inflammation, management of pain, improvements in stamina, elevation of collagen production, and improved wound healing. Now, for those things that I've just mentioned, who do you know right now that at least has one of those things that I just mentioned? And this X39 through patented technology has shown to help elevate, help with any of those things. That's why I get very excited. And you're going to hear some testimonies in a little bit of people using them, then what happens. So, and here's the thing too that I love, Vanessa, is there's nothing like this on the market. I had someone come into me today and say, oh, there's another patch. And I just said, not like ours, because there is nothing on the market that with nothing going into the body, and you're going to explain this in a minute, nothing going into the body, it just helps the body do the work that it was designed. That's what I love it. So I'll give it back to you.
Yep, exactly. The reduction in inflammation is my most favorite. Even improvements in or elevation of collagen, right? That's kind of what I was talking about with age reversing. It's like we all, have been working on getting supplements and things like that to help with all those things, and this patch is what it does. So you're probably wondering how this tiny little patch does all these wonderful, magnificent things. It's a form of phototherapy, so photobiomodulation. And the quickest and easiest example I can give to you is how the sun works on our body. So when we go outside, the sun hits us, and the sun doesn't actually give us vitamin D. What it does is it activates our own ability to create vitamin D in our body. So when the sun touches our skin, our body says, oh my gosh, I need to start working on vitamin D production, right? So 20 minutes in the morning is always like the best time to go out and get that sun. And it activates that generation of vitamin D in your body. That is what the X39 does in our body. So what the 39 does is it activates our copper peptide. It's the GHK copper peptide in our body. And that peptide is in charge of our stem cell production. So we put that tiny little patch on, stick it on the back of our neck or wherever is comfortable for you. You put it on and it instantly says, okay, because it activates from the heat of our body, right? And our body says, all right. And then that peptide is working and it starts helping. Everything start working better, right? We all have the stem cells and we need them to continue going. So it has patented nanocrystal technology. That's what Charity was just talking about. And David has patented that technology. So there isn't any other patch on the market. I know a lot of people, there's other pain patches and sort, but nothing like the GHK that helps with the stem cells. Like I said, it reflects light to activate. It's non-transdermal. And that is probably the biggest thing and question that I get when I talk to people. They're nervous because they're on this medication or this medication. And it's like, nope, it doesn't have any contraindications and it doesn't go into your skin. So it's not like a pain patch where the actual medicine will go into your body. This is just frequency, just phototherapy, where it activates our own ability to have our stem cells, stimulated. So, and it's non-invasive, right? How easy is it to just throw on a little sticker in the morning and you're done for the day and you go to bed and you take it off at night. So, um, that's my favorite part. I'm busy today. I was running around totally busy, and I actually forgot to take some of my supplements, but I'm like, that's fine. I got my patches on, so I'm good to go. So, um, the benefits of X39. This is, besides the patenting stuff that Charity was just talking about, this is where so many amazing things that happen when you start stimulating your stem cells again, start rejuvenating, awakening everything in your body. You get increased strength. I mean, we could all use the strength right now, right? Mental and everything. We have reduced inflammation. I mean, the environmental inflammation that we have around us, and then just, stress, things like that causes inflammation in our body. And I think a lot of us can say that we have inflammation. So reduces inflammation. It increases our stamina. I was actually talking to a couple of people today, and they were saying, oh my gosh, like it feels so amazing. I have energy. Like I'm able to do, like I was able to walk up a flight of stairs. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so awesome. Because when I first talked to them, they were, their voice was a little bit melancholy, kind of like, oh, this is what's going on with me. This is what's happening. And I talked to them today, and they're like, I walked a flight of stairs. I'm like, it's so neat to hear these stories from people. So energy, vitality, the mental clarity, helping with that brain fog and just clarity in our brains, right? We all have that, and it's mostly from inflammation. So restored muscle and skeletal conditions, improvement of sleep, and then obviously the collagen production is improved skin appearance. So Charity, will you do this one? I just love the way you explain this wonderful slide. And actually, this is like a visual representation of somebody's brain scan, and just talk about what happened during this process.
Yeah, so this is images of a topography map, and this was a 77-year-old woman. So, and what they did was place the X39 on the back of the neck, and the first session to the left here of on your screen, that was before the patch. You can see a lot of red inflammation, very little stem cell activity, and there's a lack of brain coherence that you can see. No X39 had been worn. Now, session 2 was 3 weeks of using the X39. Again, this little looks like a Band-Aid that we stick on our body. You can see that the red is totally gone. You can see the improved brain coherence and no more inflammation. This is a big deal. Session 3, 6 weeks of using the X39. And remember, this was a 77-year-old woman, okay? I think she was a yoga teacher, if my memory serves me correct. Complete turnaround, improved cell activity, and better brain coherence. So here's the cool thing. As you age, the stem cells in your organs, including your brain, your heart, your liver, lungs, kidneys, and skin, go dormant. That's why when you get that peptide that we were talking about, the GHK-Cu copper peptide activated, that's what activates your stem cells. So as those stem cells go dormant because of toxins and the environment and the breakdown of the body and so many things, right? We can start activating those stem cells again to get them working for optimal health. And this is how the body was created. That's why I am so passionate about it, and I get so excited about it.
I know, I'm kind of bummed I didn't take a topography map of my brain before I started using it, but I'm sure I could probably take one now, and even 6 months, a year from now, when I'm still wearing the patches, it will be increased. But it would be very interesting to see that session beforehand. So I love that slide. Thank you, Charity.
That's why we also encourage people to take pictures. Take pictures of scars, take pictures of your face. If you have rashes, take pictures, because you are just amazed. One day you may be talking to us and we'll go, hey, have you taken a picture lately? And you'll go back and you'll go, oh my goodness, take pictures. Because if that's
Yeah.
what's on the outside, what do you think is happening on the inside?
Yep. Well, and we forget so much. Like, I mean, we could be like in pain or something going on, and then it'll change, and our body does that to us. It, makes us forget like all that torment that we just went through, and we'll forget, and we say, oh, like nothing's happened, nothing's changed, everything's fine. And if you do take pictures or even just write down how you feel the very first day you put it on up until the next day, and 3 months from now, and you look back at your journal and say, oh wow, I didn't feel that great, even though you feel good now, just remembering and looking back. So those pictures and tracking in like a journal or something to keep track of it. So yeah. Okay, so the X39 long-term results. So these are for the case studies. The first few days, 4,000 genes began to reset. I could tell you when my husband put it on me the very first time, I instantly like felt a little like energy burst, and not everybody experiences that, but I like knew something was happening inside my body. Like I felt it, and I was like, wow, this is going to be amazing. You know, like I said, write it down, take pictures, and I have pictures I take of my face and stuff like that. So, but that's just within the first few days. Within 6 weeks, your brain becomes balanced, right? So 6 weeks is not that long to throw on a tiny little sticker. Within 3 months, your collagen is increased. And then within 6 months, your heart starts reversing in age, right? That's where those stem cells come in. They start helping your heart. And as we age, everything starts deteriorating, and that's just kind of the process of life. But X39 has helped so many people, including my husband, with heart stuff, which I'll come to. I'm sure some of you have heard the story. If not, I'm going to tell a little bit of his story. So it's pretty amazing. So how to wear this tiny little patch. So many people are nervous because when you get your patches, it says, only wear it behind your neck, only wear it on your stomach. And that is where you should be wearing it. However, you can't patch it wrong. Our body is creating heat. So wherever is comfortable for you. If you want to, put it right on an injury you have, or if, somewhere on your foot is better, and it on the sleeves that you get, it does show you different spots, but you wear them for 12 hours on and 12 hours off. So you wake up at 7 in the morning, you wear it for your whole day, you take it off at 12 or at 7 o'clock at night, and you leave it off, and you wake up the next morning, you do it for at 7 o'clock or whatever time you wake up. So it's just 12 hours. You throw it away. If you want, you can stick the patch on your animal for a few more hours if that makes you feel comfortable. I have a few people that do that. They're like, I just want to give the little bit that I have left on my patch to my dog. So, and they do that, which is awesome. And then you just keep on doing that for 30 days, 90 days. We try to say, at least give it your body some time to respond to the patches. We don't know what's going on inside of our body. We don't know everything that's really happening. And so sometimes people will think nothing's working. Well, we don't really know. It could be. And so we just need to give that patch some time and our body to respond and do the things. And that's why it's really important to take pictures or write down in a journal of what's going on. So, and then also you're supposed to drink lots of water. So we should be drinking lots of water anyways, but that's another conversation. Many of us don't, but if you are wearing that X39 patch every single day, there is so much energy that is being created in the body that we want to make sure that we're flushing that out. We want to make sure that that energy and that all the stuff that's happening inside our body that we don't know about, that patch is doing, we want it to come out. So drinking plenty of water. I had somebody call me the other day and she's like, Vanessa, I don't feel well. Like, I just have this headache, and since I've been wearing the patch, I think it's giving me a headache. And we talked a little bit. I said, how much water are you drinking? She's like, oh, I had like one bottle, like I had like a, 1 8-ounce bottle. And I was like, oh no. I was like, that's way less than you're supposed to drink anyways. And I was like, let's just try to get up to like 16 ounces. She called me the next day. She's like, I drank 2 bottles of water and I don't have a headache. So it is very important to drink that water. Just flush it out. Okay. So I'm going to give you a little testimony on my husband that I just said, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen really quick so I could share, because I don't know if you guys could see me or not. So I'll give you my husband's story. Some of you may have heard it, but my husband has had heart palpitations for 14 years. And if anybody has had any experience with heart palpitations, it is a nuisance. It's exhausting. It causes stress on the person. It causes all sorts of stuff. So in 2021, he had heart palpitations so incredibly bad that they were 24/7. We tried to do everything. He stopped eating everything. He lost a ton of weight. He stopped drinking wine. He didn't have salt. He didn't have sugar. I mean, anything. It was just like instant. He'd put on in his body, he would have heart palpitations. And it was every day, he'd go to sleep, he couldn't sleep. And it was just awful. So we found LifeWave Charity. She came to us and we got the patches, and he wore them a few times here and there, and kind of this, that, and the other in 2022. And finally, they were so bad that we contemplated getting an ablation. An ablation is basically they kill you on the table, they cauterize your heart, they bring you back to life. You can come back to life or you can't. And that was a serious consideration for us because he was so miserable. So he said, okay, I keep seeing all these testimonies. I keep hearing about them. I have to do the patch every single day. Like, I have to do it. Before I go do this surgery, I have to do it. So he committed and he wore his patch every single day. And about 2 weeks, I didn't know this, by the way. 2 weeks in, I asked him, because I knew about it every day. We talked about his heart palpitations. I said, have you had any heart palpitations? He's like, I don't think so. I'm like, okay, that's really weird, but let's mark today as the first day. It's like, okay, great. About 2 weeks later, still no heart palpitations. And today, over a year later, because it was in June of 2023, he has yet to have a heart palpitation, and he refuses to not wear an X39 because he knows that is exactly what happened because we tried everything. So it was a lifesaver. I mean, the pain and suffering he was going through, our family was going through, it was rough. So, and I know Karen has an awesome story that she would like to share as well that we just learned about. So, Karen, if you want to come off mute and tell us.
Well, I have to tell you, I'm so excited. I can hardly believe it. I've been patching for 2.5 months, and I was over at my daughter's today, and I was getting some coolers out of her shed, and all of a sudden I got stung with a wasp. I'm allergic, and I was like, "Oh no, I'm not home. I don't have anything." Blah blah blah. But I was patched. So I quickly got myself together and went home, had to drive home 6 miles, which in my area is, 15, 20 minutes. And I'm thinking, oh, this is not good. And at first I felt kind of stinging and whatever, and I could feel the heat and whatever. And by the time I got home, I had this pimple. I didn't have any physical reaction. I had moved my patch to the site of this, or next to the sting. And right now, all I have is this red mark that looks like a little pimple, and that's it. I am blown away. I mean, talk about lack of inflammation. It's amazing.
Karen,
You're like,
yeah, can I ask
go.
you a question, Karen?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. What happened in the past when you would get stung by a wasp? What would happen?
Oh, I would be suffering for about 3 weeks. I'd have so much heat in that sting that it would just, oh, it was terrible. I couldn't sleep or anything. I had physical symptoms. I was a little bit short of breath, didn't feel very good for about 3 weeks. So that this was just an amazing experience. I can't even believe it.
Wow. I love it.
So awesome. And Charity, it's like I was saying, I mean, our stem cells when we're young, right? We could scrape our knee and be fine in 2 minutes. And here Karen is, she's like a 10-year-old. She gets stung by wasp.
I was really nervous when it happened, but it's amazing, absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I bet. Okay, I'm going to share my screen back again, and we're going to go over a few more just visuals of some testimonies we have. Oh, what's happening? Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Oh, here we go. Oops, wrong way. There we go. Okay. So like I was saying earlier about collagen production, as you could see, this woman, her face is drastically different. Her bags under her eyes, around her lips, everything, her eyelids, you could see that difference, right? And that's the collagen production. So I love that picture of her. We have scoliosis, and that is the X39 along with ice wave and just kind of that adjustment that's happening. And when you're reducing inflammation and starting to work on things, your body starts responding pretty well. This is Margie. She has had tremendous change in her face, as you could see. She is using the X39 daily, and her collagen production, the fine lines on her face, and I mean, she looks right, not anti-aging. She didn't stop aging at that first picture. She definitely looks younger now, which is amazing. Okay. So how can you get started? You're probably wondering, how can I get these tiny little patches? And anybody that invited somebody, get back to that person, but startx39.com is where you will get tons of information. So helpful with getting started and sharing it and learning more about it. But you definitely want to get back to the person that invited you. Thank them for inviting you. But that StartX39 is where we go. And then Charity, do you want to take this part? I know you're
Sure.
so good at it. Okay.
Yeah. So this is what I love about LifeWave also. I call it two gifts. We have the gift of the product, and then, there might be someone on here tonight that is looking for an opportunity or is looking for, I just need a couple $100 for groceries. Listen, my grocery bill, I'm a single person, but my grocery bill is a whole lot different today than it was even 6 months ago, as we all know. So in the last 5 years, we have had 20 times the growth. That is, we grew 37% in 2023 because of this X39. Came out in 2019 and our sales just skyrocketed. So we've had explosive growth. Yep. And we just continue to grow like that. So we are worldwide. We are in 75 countries in the world. So wherever that you are in the world, if you're in one of those 75 countries, you can join us and we will help you. So, and it's what we talked about before, LifeWave is not a Me Too company. We have no competition. That's why another reason why I love the product and I love the business opportunity. So I always encourage people to take a look. What is most important in your life? Of course, our family is. And many of us, we are working so hard with everything else. We don't even have the time that we used to have for our family. We're looking for more freedom. We're looking for security. Some of us love to travel. We're looking for better health. We're looking for less debt. And so what is most important, and many of these things can be most important, but I just encourage people, take a look, because if you don't like where you are, what are you willing to change to do something different tomorrow, to change the situation and the circumstances in your life?
Yeah, it's a huge blessing for many people.
So I will just say this, I'm not going to go into the compensation plan, but I will just bullet point a couple things. This is a binary commission. And it is this is why Onyx Cole, our trainer, our mentor, came out of retirement because of not only the product of the X39, but also the compensation plan. She has never seen anything like it. It is very generous. LifeWave gives back to the field 65% of all sales. That's a huge, huge, huge deal. And again, if you just need a couple $100, we can help you. If you need significant income, you know, I needed a part-time job, we can help you. And again, this is just for those that might have been in companies before. You can see this is just a start of the potential that you have that you can earn. So how do you get started with the X39? Well, whoever invited you tonight, they're going to get back with you, get back with them. They're going to show you where you need to get in, where you fit in, right? Maybe you're wanting to get patched, and maybe you're wanting to get your partner or your husband or some family member patched. Or I have people, they want to get their kids and all kinds of, you know, people in their life on them. We will show you the best way to get the patches. My background is also accounting, so I like to give people the opportunity to get the most bang for their buck. I want the most patches for my dollar. That was the bottom line when I came in. And so we're going to show you, we have different packages. Most people will come in with a silver, gold, or diamond. But again, this opens your wholesale account. There is no have-tos. So you might think, oh, what a wholesale account. Listen, I have an oil account. I have a cleaning product account for wholesale because I just like the most bang for my dollar. That's what we're going to help you with tonight. So get back with the person who called you. They'll call you and they will help you get started.
You know, Charity, I just wanted to like talk about that a little bit more. It's funny because we sometimes hesitate to tell people about this because we're like nervous what they're going to say. And so many people are so responsive because they do want to see, you know, they want to see improvement in their health. And it is such a wonderful opportunity to make some extra money. And I've had several people this week just tell me, they're like, we've never seen, like how Onyx said, we've never seen a compensation plan like this. And David Schmidt is so generous with his knowledge to help us in our health and to, you know, potentially become very wealthy. So it is such an amazing opportunity.
I love it. So these are the packs that I was talking to you about. And so again, choose a pack that's right for you. And this is with the wholesale count. So this brings, you know what, here's the thing, Vanessa, you know what, I've had stem cells. They're expensive. If any of you have stem cells before, you know that they are not cheap. And I was ready to go get my third injection 3 years ago. And so when my friend told me about this package of X39s that comes 30 in a sleeve, so you get a month's supply, I honestly thought, honest, this sleeve would probably be at least $1,000 because I figured if it had anything to do with stem cells, it was going to be expensive. So when she told me there's 2 ways to get it, you could get it for $149.95, which is retail, which I said, are you kidding me? That's it? But I said, I can do better. What's the wholesale price? So when you open your wholesale account, you can get it for $99.95, or we even can show you to get it for a better way with different packages. So that's what I'm talking about. And let me tell you, that is less than a cup of coffee a day. If any of you get coffee once in a while out and about, that is way less than a cup of coffee.
Way less.
What is your health worth? I will never be without this product.
Yeah.
So, you know, and the other thing too, Vanessa, is I have my sleeve coming on every month on the auto ship. I do not want to be without. So it just
Mike doesn't either. He's like, make sure. And I'm like, it is, I promise. Like in the beginning, you know, now we know it is, but like in the beginning, we're like, are we sure we're getting our auto ship? So yes, it is so important because
because we want to maintain that constant health improvement. And we know that, again, this is different because it's repairing and rebuilding from the inside out.
Yep.
So what's happening on the inside is it's not just a, oh, here's a fix for today. It's repairing and rebuilding. That's different. Yep. So anyway, the time is now. What is your move? Are you serious about your dream? There is hope for your future. There is hope for your health. Get started with the X39. And again, we want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. So we do this event every Thursday night. Next Thursday, I can tell you, Dr. Shafina Thawer and myself will be hosting it. I love her, how she explains things. She's an amazing doctor, and she's a phenomenal friend, of course, but she's been using the X39 with her patients. So come hear her. talk about it. And we're going to have more testimonies. Bring your friends, take a snapshot of the screen, same call-in number, same Zoom, same everything. We just make it really easy. Invite your friends, invite your family. And we want to thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for coming and just listening and get started. And here's the thing is, be consistent. Stem cells repair and rebuild from the inside out. You have to give them time.
Yeah.
But the more time you give them, the more things you're going to see in the changes. The end result is going to be a whole lot different than if you were not using them to begin with. So anyway, Vanessa, anything else you want to say tonight?
I just want to tell everybody thank you. Thank you so much for joining us and listening, and just reach out to anybody that, had you come join and let us help you get on that patch and get healthier.
So, all right, everyone.
Thank you so much, Charity.
Absolutely. Have a phenomenal evening and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.